So hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how you can create this type of foam simulation in Unreal Engine 5. So I already make a tutorial on how to create foam in Unreal Engine without doing any kind of simulation. So if you didn't watch that tutorial, so I will just put the link in the description. You can just click on that and you can watch that tutorial. And it's a non-simulation method. So on that tutorial, I just show you how to do that thing without doing any kind of simulation. But in this one, I will just show you the simulation stuff, okay? The simulation that is present in Unreal Engine 5. And yeah, I will just show you that thing, okay? So the first thing that you have to do is you have to go to your edit panel, and then you have to go to your plugin, and then you have to enable water plugin. Make sure that you enable these two things properly, and then you have to just restart your Unreal Engine and it will be good to go, okay? And then what you have to do, you have to create a ocean or river or anything. You can just write in your place actor, and if you are not seeing this window, then you have to just go to Windows option and you have to tick on this thing, and then you have to write water. So when you write water, you will see so many stuff like water body, custom, these things. So it doesn't matter what you use. I'm not going to show how to use this, but yeah, you can use anything. You can use this foam system in any water system, okay? Like ocean, river, lake, it doesn't matter. So after when you set your like ocean, so you can see I just set my ocean. So in the ocean tab, what you have to do first, in order to create that foam, what you have to do, you have to go to your content browser, click on all, and then you will see this three buttons, okay? And if you're not seeing this, then you have to go to settings, and then you have to tick on show engine content and show plugin content, okay? You have to tick this through, and after that you have to go to your plugin, and not in plugin, you have to go to, I think you have to go to engine. You have to go to engines, and then you have to go to plugins, and then you have to search for water content. And in the water content, you will see something called fluid simulation. And in the fluid simulation, you have to go to blueprint. And in the blueprint, you will see this called BP fluid sim, okay? So you have to just drag drop this thing like that. And when you drag drop this thing, you will see something like BP fluid, this thing. So this is basically a fluid simulation plane. So if you go to its detail panel, you can see something like this, okay? So if you click on show mesh, you can see there is a plane, okay? So this plane is like in this area the simulation will happen, okay? Anything beyond this plane, the simulation will not happen, okay? So the setting that you have to change for this one is you have to go to your fluid sim, and you need to change it to shallow water, and the damping should be like 0.1, and the simulation wall size should be like more than 60,000, so that it covers the whole area. You can see it is covering the whole area. It totally depends on your project, like how many boards or how much simulation you want. So for me, I I will just leave it like this, okay? You can change it to like 100k. Just make sure that you do not use too small, like 100, something like that, because if it is small, then it will not work properly. So I will recommend you to use like 60,000 or more than 60,000, okay? Do not go lesser than 60,000. So that's the thing, or else it will not work properly. And then you have to just untick the follow player. If you didn't untick this, what will happen, like your simulation will not work. You have to untick this thing, and then what you have to do, you have to go to your shallow water, and like you can increase this value. If you want more foam, then you can increase it to 100, and if you want less foam, then you can decrease the number from 50 to 10, 20. It depends on you, but I will recommend you to use like 100. It just create a really good foamy thing, and I will show you that thing later in this tutorial. And then after that, what you have to do, you have to just go to water body, and then you have to just select the water body ocean that you want to create the simulation. And then in the simulation wave, you can just enable this thing also, okay? And then you don't need to change anything, so it is just like that, and you can just save this thing, okay? So I already created the plane for me. So what I will do, I will just delete this sim, and I will show mine what I created, okay? So I will just remove this thing, and you can see I have already a BP fluid sim. And if I go to the panel, if I click on the show mesh, you can see it is covering the whole area, like this area, this much. You can see the triangle, not triangle, sorry, rectangle. You can see the it is covering the whole area, and it is the settings are same, but I just increase the simulation world size to 300,000, something like that. You can decrease it, it's your wish, but do not go lesser than 60,000 or else it will not work properly. So that's the setting I used. It's just same, everything is same, and in the shallow water I use 100 to create that density foam, dense foam. So if you go lesser than this, it will not create that much dense foam. So yeah, that's it, and the settings are same. You don't need to change anything. So the next thing that you have to do, you have to enable your foam settings and the material of your ocean. So what you have to do, you have to just select your water body ocean, and then you have to go to your detail panel. In the detail panel, just scroll down, and then you will see something like HLOD water. You have to just click on this browser asset. You have to double click on this one. Then you have to just scroll down. You will see something called water material. You have to double click on this one, and you will see something like this. And what you have to do, you have to just go to your fluid simulation, and then there will be a enable foam option. It will be not connected in your water plugin, so you need to connect this thing. What you have to do, you have to just right click, and there you will see a option called promote to parameter. So you have to just click on that. It will just automatically create that node for you, and then you have to just save that thing, and you have to apply. So when you save that thing, your foam will be enabled, and your ocean will now able to create foam when you do the simulation. Okay, after this, what you have to do, in order to get the simulation, uh, you need a force. Okay, so you have to go to that folder, same folder, blueprints, and you will get an example folder. Okay, in the example folder you will get a BP dynamic force component. Okay, you have to drag drop this thing, and you will see something like this. Okay, BP dynamic, and if I go to my outliner, you can see there is a BP dynamic force component. So then you have to go to a detail panel of that thing, and you have to enable the show mesh. Okay, so you can see there is a show mesh, and it is now very small, you can't see it properly. What you have to do, you have to go to your radius, and you have to increase it to like 300, something like that. It doesn't matter that much. And you can see it created a ball. So this is a directional force, so it helps to create your foam. So if I just enable if I just show you the foam, then you have to just drag this thing down so that it connects with water, I mean touch with water, so that it creates foams. So you can see it is touching the water properly. And then what you have to do, you don't need to change anything in this area. You have to just press simulate. It will take some time, and when you move your this thing, it will start creating foam. So sometimes it doesn't work properly, because you need to just hit and trial this thing. You have to just make it a little bit upper, and then you have to just simulate. You can see now it is creating foam. Okay, so you have to just try this thing, like just do up a little bit, down like that. Okay, and eventually it will just create foam. You can see right now it is creating foam. And in order to see the foam properly, I will just stop the simulation of the ocean, and you have to go to your outliner, and in the BP fluid you have to go to a detail panel, and in the detail panel you just disable this show simulation mesh, so it is easier for you to see the foams properly. And then what you have to do, you have to just select your BP dynamic free component, your force, and then you have to simulate again. Okay, and when you move now it is not working. What you have to do, you have to just increase the length of that thing and just move this thing, and you can see it is creating foam. Okay, so you have to just hit and trial. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So you have to just increase the area of this thing, and then you have to just move it like that. It will work after a time, but if it is not working still, then you can just stop the simulation, and then you can re-simulate everything. I mean, just click on that simulation button and then try again. Okay, so it will just create that foam. Like, see, it is creating. Okay, so you have to just make sure that you move that directional force up and down in that direction, and when you are seeing that it is working properly, just make sure that you go to your detail panel of the directional force and just copy this thing. Okay, -20. Just remember this thing, what's the height of the location of your directional mesh in z direction. Okay, because it's important, because by chance if you just move this thing in up and down direction, then you can just remember that number and you can just put that. So for mine it was 230, something like that, I forgot. So you can just write that number and you can just simulate that thing, okay, again. So and now what we will do, like we will attach this directional force into our boat so that it can create that foam effect. So what you have to do, it's very simple. You have to just drag drop that thing into your boat like this and make sure that you set it properly. For me, I will just put this thing there. And then what you have to do, you have to just go to your outliner. You have to select that BP directional force, right click, and then there is the option of attach. You have to just click on that one. And then there is a button called pick actor to attach. You have to click on this and then you have to select your boat. For me, it is not showing because it is already selected, but it will show for you. And if it is not even showing, like if it is like showing this type of error, if your directional force is not attached with the boat but still it is like showing like this thing, the number one reason for that is like what you have to do, like you have to just select your boat and make sure that your boat is in movable. Okay, if your boat is in static mesh, then it will not attach. Okay, so make sure that your boat is in movable state, then only it will attach with your directional force. So make sure that it is in it your static mesh is in movable state. So that's the thing. And then what you have to do, it will just attach with your boat. So if I move my boat like that, you can see it is attaching with the boat, and if I move the boat, it will just attach with that thing. And then when it's attached, what you can do, you can just keyframe your boat like that. So if I show you, you can see I just keyframe this boat in order to get that foam effect. Okay, you have to just keyframe this thing, and I'm not going to show how to keyframe. You can watch other tutorials. It's pretty simple and easy. After that, what you have to do, you have to just press on the simulation button and then you have to play, and you can see it is creating foam like that. The both boats are creating foam and it looks nice. Okay, like that. So I think this will help you. And if you want this type of foam, then I already make a tutorial for that. You can check the description and you will see the tutorial. And yeah, I will just put this texture in back of this one so that it looks a little bit realistic. I will just put it like this. And then what I will do, I will just go to my outliner and I will select this one, right click, attach, click on that one and pair with my boat. So now what will happen, it will be just pairing with my boat, and you can see it is moving with my boat. Okay, so if I just show you the simulation again, it will look like this from the top view. If I press simulation and then if I play, you can see it is creating foam like that. See. So yeah, I think this will help you, and this is the way I found to create like simulation foam in Unreal Engine. So I think it will work for you, and yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching.